بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. Continue inshallah ta'ala chapter 50 باب قول الله تعالى فلما آتاهما صالحا جعل له شركاء فيما آتاهما فتعالى الله عما يشركون. I give a title here: every name which leads to the service of other than Allah is prohibited. Allah Azza wa Jalla said, the meaning of which, but when He gave them a salih, good in every aspect, child, they ascribed partners to Him, meaning Allah, and that which He has given to them. High is Allah, exalted above all that they ascribe as partners to Him. And then He mentioned sayings of Ibn Hazm, rahimahullah ta'ala. He said, اتفقوا على تحريم, means they collectively agreed upon the impermissibility of every name which means service to anyone other than Allah Azza wa Jal, such as Abd Amr, slave of Amr, or Abd al-Kaaba, the slave of al-Kaaba, and like that except Abdul-Muttalib. And Ibn Abbas commented upon the above verse of the Quran as such: فَلَمَّا تَغَشَّاهَا آدَمُ حَمَلَتْ فَأَتَاهَا إِبْلِيسُ فَقَالَ إِنِّي صَاحِبُكُمَا الَّذِي أَخْرَجْتُكُمَا مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ, which means when Adam had relations with Eve, she became pregnant. At that time Iblis, Shaitan, came to them and said, I am the one who caused your expulsion from Jannah. Obey me, otherwise I shall cause your child to grow 2 horns like a deer, by which he will puncture your belly when he comes out. I will do it, I will do it. Shaitan thus frightened them and said to name the boy Abdul-Harith, slave of the earth cultivator. They, Adam and Eve, did not obey him, Shaitan, and a dead child was born to them. When Eve became pregnant a second time, Shaitan again approached them and repeated the same demand, but again they did not obey. And the second child was still born dead. She, meaning Eve, became pregnant a third time. Shaitan again came to them and put the same demand, mentioning what had happened before. Adam and Eve were overcome by love for the child and named the boy Abdul Harith. And this is what Allah said in the verse: they made partners with him for what they were given. This, he said, reported by Ibn Abi Hatim. He said, Ibn Abi Hatim also reports with a sahih chain from Qatada that he said, they made partners in giving obedience along with him, but not in worship beside him. He, Ibn Abi Hatim, also reports with a sound chain from Mujahid regarding the verse, لَإِنْ أَتَيْتَنَا صَالِحًا, if you give us a salih, good in every aspect, child, that they, Adam and Eve, were frightened that the child might not be human. Such a meaning was mentioned by Hassan, Sa'id, and others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy on them. What benefits, of course, we get from this, as we heard, is that any name that is being named for a child or so, that would make him, or it sounds like a slave of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then this is definitely a form of shirk, because the person is a slave of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, and a person should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as a result of that mercy and the favor that a person would have a son or so, that a person would be grateful to Allah and name him Abdullah, Abdul Rahman, or the names of the prophets and good names, without calling him or her slaves of other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the ayah says, جَعَلَ لَهُ شُرَكَاءَ فِيمَا أَتَاهُمَا, they made partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in what they have given them. And this is something that is of the ways of Jahiliyyah, that it's not permissible for a person to do that. And when he said except Abdul-Muttalib, why? Because it's the issue of al-ubudiyyah, or being a slave. This is not at the same meaning with Abdul Muttalib, or it's from the name itself that it was known for Abdul Muttalib, and the Prophet ﷺ said that he is the son of Abdul Muttalib. So it's from the name itself. Also, as we said, as we heard in the sayings of Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhuma, that we benefit from this, that it's not permissible again, and that the shirk comes from the name itself, even if a person does not mean what it means, but just given the name, it's something that is a form of shirk that would negate the perfection of the Tawhid that the person should have, and that the person should be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with such favors from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. So again, with regarding to the name, people naming Abdul Rasul or Abdul Nabi, the slave of the Prophet or so, this is all not permissible. It has to be only for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone.
There is a ayah saying,
منكم والصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم. نعم. نعم. The ayah that get married to the women among you and the righteous among al-ibad. Of course, when the word slave is mentioned, the Prophet ﷺ forbade the people to call one another as slaves, even when slavery was there. But instead to use another word other than abdi, or my slave, right? To use another word. But the verse says your slaves, and the word ibad is mentioned, but this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to say that. But for the believers, for the human beings, although if they say it in the proper context, it might not be shirk, but the Prophet ﷺ forbade them from saying that, so that a person would purify his Tawhid to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so that the slaves is only mentioned with regarding to the relationship between the slaves and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that this is the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as effect, so that there is no ambiguity of who is referred to, which is basically the slaves or the slavery or riq, and things like this.
So was that still considered a shirk? That word Adam and Eve did?
This was, of course, Adam alayhi salam did not commit shirk, but the issue of forbidding such a thing so that it does not lead to the shirk, and definitely whether this statement is authentic or not based on Israeliyat or others, the fact of the matter is that we take from it that it's not permissible, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best if it was true, because some said that this hadith is weak. So the referring it to Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhum. So, so there's an issue with the authenticity of it, referring it to Adam and Eve. There is an issue of authenticity. I forgot to mention that. No.
Abdullah ibn Abbas said it, or Abdullah ibn Abbas said that the Prophet said it?
No, he did not say the Prophet said it. There is a problem, or an issue of authenticity, referring it to Abdullah ibn Abbas himself.
So this thing came from, this hadith came from Abdullah ibn Abbas?
Right, but some said it's weak.
It says Ibn Abi Hatim reported.
Yes, but Ibn Abi Hatim, he reported many things, and some of the things that is reported is weak. So there is an issue with regarding to the authenticity of it.